Hello, good people. Seeing as it's officially January, it's time to celebrate the Astronomer of the Month. So, who exactly was Stephen Hawking? Well, besides being arguably one of the most famous scientists of both the 20th and 21st century. Let's go back to his early years. One of the most interesting facts about Hawking is that he was born on January 8th, 1942, exactly 300 years after the death of famed Italian astronomer Galileo Galilei. Suffice to say, Galileo was one of the first inspirations for Hawking. Stephen Hawking had a happy childhood, living with his parents and siblings in London and later Hertfordshire. Despite being seemingly behind in school, like another scientist that, kind of obscure, might not know him, Hawking was a curious child, curious of how the universe worked. Later in life, Hawking had wanted to study mathematics when his father had told him to apply to Oxford University. However, his father had actually wanted him to study medicine when he asked him to do so. They eventually came around to an agreement, and Hawking began his studies in the physical sciences. When applying to Oxford, Hawking was given a first-class degree, leading him to pursue his studies at Cambridge in 1962. Things were looking up for Hawking. That is, until his diagnosis. Hawking was diagnosed with a neuron motor disease that progressively left him with less and less muscle control and was given only 2 years to live. There were some upsides in his life. Hawking fell in love and later married Jane Wilde, who vowed to fight his illness with him. Progress in his studies began again at a slow pace, but he persisted. Eventually, Hawking's career took off, co-authoring a book, studying gravitational waves with Joseph Weber in the US, and developing the singularity theorem with colleague Roger Penrose. After the birth of his daughter, Hawking had a eureka moment. He realized that when two black holes merge, their surface area must be greater than the sum of both black holes' initial area. This had large implications to how black holes operate, and led Hawking down further studies, eventually coining the term for radiation of black holes, known as Hawking radiation. Hawking continued his vast research that would honestly make this video an hour long, but you can find out all about it in the link in the description. In one of his most famous quotes, Stephen Hawking stated, "My goal is simple. It is a complete understanding of the universe." Very fitting for his never-ending pursuit of knowledge. The arguably most interesting party Hawking attended wasn't actually an awards ceremony. It was a party he held, and he was the only one there. Sending out invitations after the party ended, Hawking had experimental evidence that time travel wasn't possible. Because, let's face it, who would give up a party with Stephen Hawking? Like, come on now. Stephen Hawking continued his studies, and truly left a great legacy behind him. To end, I'd like to present a quote from his opening of the Paralympics in 2012.
"There is no such thing as a standard or run-of-the-mill human being, but we share the same human spirit. However difficult life may seem, there is always something you can do and succeed at. So let us together celebrate excellence, friendship, and respect. Good luck to you all."